many times have you been asked, what are you going to college for, and what career paths are you looking to take? It's stressful and annoying, but it does not have to be. At the same time, what do you think of when you hear the words gap year? Most people consider a secondary education. I myself am considering a secondary education and can say it's very stressful being a junior and getting asked, what do you want to do after high school and what are you going to college for? And not knowing. The research I did shows it becoming a little more common for high school graduates to take a gap year before entering college. There are many benefits of a gap year, and they can help many students with their futures. Today I'm going to talk to you about how the problem of rural students has in choosing a career and how taking a gap year can help you make those decisions. At every school, there is a counselor waiting to pull you aside to talk to you about your future, but sometimes people just don't know what they want to do for a career. Sometimes students do not know what they want to do after high school, and it is a problem in states like ours. It is hard to decide what career you want to go into when you don't have any relatable jobs around in your area to see if you like it. When you were younger, you had all these dreams of being a doctor, veterinarian, or astronaut. When you get into high school, those decisions become real life. It can be a huge life-changing decision to know what you want to study and pursue as a career. And to put the cherry on top, it also costs a lot of money for secondary education. If you live in a rural area like most of us in North Dakota, you can relate to small town life. For instance, in most of our region, the economy is based on either agriculture or teaching. For students growing up in our local communities, they are most likely to go into ag to secure and continue their family businesses or follow their parents' path as a teacher in area schools. As well as smaller communities, there are not many opportunities to obtain familiar jobs that would fit in larger cities. I have experienced this since attending high school as I look to find my true interests. This is a map of Lignite, North Dakota. As you can see, there's not a lot of job opportunities. Looking at this map, you also have to consider the age and experience needed for the occupation shown. This is a map of Minot, North Dakota, which is an hour and a half from here. As you can see briefly from zooming out of the city, there are more job opportunities than Lignite has to offer. Another issue that adds to the degree of students in our smaller towns becoming college ready is the lack of college curriculum available for dual credit college courses, especially where a face-to-face instructor is provided. The majority of dual credit courses are only offered to smaller schools via ITV or online. This provides students with less than an advantage on being adapted for college. In 2015, the National Assembly of Educational Progress issued a test to seniors in 740 different high schools, which determined their college readiness. The results came back showing only about 37% of students are college-level math and reading ready. Taking a gap year would allow for students from some areas with limited resources to further their college readiness elsewhere. If you live in a small rural area where you do not have the opportunity to work in different types of jobs of interest, a gap year before college is always an option. There are many benefits in taking a gap year to help with what you want to do and also wanting to go to college out of state. If you end high school still not knowing what to do, taking a gap year may not be as bad as you think. When parents think of a gap year, they think of their students just taking a break from school. They don't think of what a gap year really has to offer. If you do not know what a gap year is, it is also sometimes known as a sabbatical year. That is a year-long off time between high school and college, where a student takes the time to travel, to explore career options, or sustain some type of job. On April 27, 2016, an article in the U.S. News entitled "High School Seniors Aren't Ready for College," written by Laura Camera, says how a 2015 National Alumni Survey report from the Gap Year Association wrote, "Taking a gap year invariably serves to develop the individual into a more focused student with better sense of purpose and engagement in the world. This chart, which is part of the 2015 National Alumni Survey, shows what the contenders refer to as their most significant influences when deciding to take a gap year. As you can see, 92% of the most significant influence was gaining life experiences and personal growth. The second most referred influence was traveling and experiencing other cultures with 85%. By taking a gap year, you can certainly broaden your areas of interest and knowledge of the world. You can take a gap year to gain more experience by interning somewhere to study abroad and to explore more career options. You in turn receive a year dedicated solely for the purpose to figure out what you want to do with your future and overall to find something that will make you happy for the rest of your life. In February of 2019, an article entitled "Making a Gap Year More Than an Overseas Vacation," written by Goldie Blumsky, said how Abby Falik, the founder of Global Citizen Year, says how she hopes that gap year is not considered a year off, or gap, because it could be the most enriching part of a young person's education. While studying abroad, you can learn more about the world. This allows you to gain more experiences you may have never had before. You can learn about all the different cultures, learn new languages, and meet new people. Traveling and studying abroad can lead to many benefits of yourself, like gaining independence and being open to new things. Also, by actively stretching yourself, you can have more clarity and skills to shape you into a student who will succeed in college. On May 2nd, 2016, The Atlantic magazine published an article entitled "How Common is a Gap Year?" written by Adrian Green, which talks about Malia Obama wanting to attend Harvard University, but after taking a gap year. It says that gap years are becoming more popular through the U.S., and the Associated Press reports that 30,000 to 40,000 students take the advantage of the break each year. And from 2015, there was a 22% increase in students taking a gap year. During the gap year, students can work full-time and make money to afford college. Take a moment to picture your dream college you wish to attend and that you could possibly get into, but one problem is you cannot afford it now. Well, by taking a gap year, you could fix that over a small period and make your dreams come true. By taking a gap year between high school and college, you have the chance to move to a state of your top college choice. Most states only require you to have lived in-state for a year before you can claim residency. By taking a gap year, you can move to that state, claim the residency, and only pay for in-state tuition. Or for instance, in a Times News article from May of 2014 entitled "Why a High School Student Should Take a Gap Year," states how many colleges like UNC, Harvard, or Princeton, and many others offer scholarships or fellowships to incoming freshmen who decide to take a gap year. If you decide to do this, you can get to a job to help pay for tuition if needed. You can also take the time to explore new career options to decide what you really want to go to college for. The reasons on taking a gap year could all end to great opportunities for your future. Taking a gap year is convenient and could help you with your future life choices. I have shared with you today how students in rural areas lack the opportunity to fulfill college readiness, how taking a gap year abroad is convenient, and how taking a gap year to get into your dream college is more appropriate than you think. Now, when you think about a gap year, don't think about kicking back on the beach, getting a tan, or binge watching your favorite Netflix show. The decision you make now can affect your future, so why not take the extra time to make the right ones?